Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're gonna see how to create this really cool Y2K photo effects that you can see in here by recreating that aesthetic look from the early 90s window dialog using Adobe Photoshop. But before we're gonna do that, make sure to subscribe and comment and leave a like. Alright, so let's get aesthetic. Alright, so let's go and open Photoshop. And as you can see, I have in here an interface of a window dialog that I created in here. So if you want, you will find it down in the link from the description below. You can download it and follow along if you want. It's basically 4000 width from the size, 4000 pixel by 2800 with 300 resolution. So yeah, if you, in case you want to create your own, but anyway, you will find it down in the link from the description below. All right, so the first thing I want to do is actually create a box that will allow me to add the image inside this dialog. But you know what, before that, let's actually add a background. And to do that, I will just create a solid color. And let's choose blue like that. And I will put it below the interface folder. And let's call it color. Now, this interface folder, in case you download the same PSD, just keep it on top of everything that we're gonna add. It's very important to be on top because of the borders of this window dialog in here, and also to keep it aesthetic. All right, so now I want to add clouds to this. So I would go and open my cloud in here, and let's make it bigger to fit. And then I will change the blending mode of this. Let's see. Yeah, let's keep it linear dodge in here. And maybe change the color to make it more aesthetic. There's nothing more aesthetic than purple, so let's actually make it like this with a little bit of blue. Alright, so let's keep it like that for now. Cool. Alright, now I want to create a box that will go inside this window dialog. And to do that, I will just use the marquee tool, the rectangular marquee tool. And I will just create a box like this. Alright, I think it looks okay. Now I will create a new layer. And I will name this layer image. And then I will fill this with whatever color I want. So I will go to edit and choose fill. Or you can press shift plus F5 on your keyboard. And this will open. And make sure to choose in here a color. It'll be black, and I'm gonna press OK. And then I'm gonna press Ctrl Command D to deselect this. And there we go, we have our dialog. Alright, now I will right click on this image and I will convert it to smart objects. And then I will right click again and I will edit content. And I will go and open the image I want to use. And let's make it bigger like that. Alright, perfect. And then I will close this and I'm gonna make sure to press yes to save the changes. And there we go, we have our image in here. Now we'll keep this very simple. I just want to blur this a little bit and maybe add a little bit of glow. So I'm just gonna make a copy of this by pressing Ctrl Command J. And I will call this glow. And then I will hide it for now, or I will make it invisible by one click on this eye icon. And I will go back to the image in here. And then I will go to filter, blur, and I will add Gaussian blur. Now for this base image, I will put like 3 pixels in here and I will press OK. Next, I will make the glow layer visible. And then I will go to filter and again blur, Gaussian blur. And for this, I will put it like 15. And I will press OK. And then I will change the blending mode of this to screen, and I will drop down the opacity to like 60% or 70, whatever you want. Now we have that vintagey glow look to our image, but we're not gonna just do that. I will add some textures. For this, I will create a new folder, and I will call this texture. Now, the reason why I create a folder, because I want actually to make a selection of the box that we just created. So you can select one of the two layers that we have in here, and then you can just go to this layer in here that is visible, and then right click and choose select pixels. Now, this is the first method. If you don't want, you can just press Ctrl Command on your keyboard, and if you do that, you can see this box. It will show up next to the cursor, and then one click while you are holding Ctrl Command on your keyboard, and this will load the selection. And then I will go to this texture folder, and I will one click on this layer mask, and this will apply the selection to it. Which means now if I press Alt or Option and one click on the layer mask, you can see there is a white box in here, and outside is black, which means whatever inside the folder, it will be visible, and that's what we want. So while I'm selecting the folder, I will go to my other folder, and I will actually add this VHS texture. I will make sure to upload those two textures for you guys, and I will make sure to put it inside the folder like that. And then I'm gonna change the blending mode of this to linear dodge add, and this will give it this really cool aesthetic vintagey glitchy effect. Alright, so I will go back and I will add this TB line texture, and again it's inside my folder in here, but for this one I'm gonna change the blending mode of it to soft light, and I will drop down the opacity to 20%, maybe the fill to 70 or 80, and as you can see, this will give it this really cool TB line to the image. Alright, so the other thing that I want to add is a noise. So I would create a new layer, and I would call this noise. Now the noise, you can create it by yourself, so you can just go to edit again and choose fill, and make sure to put 50% gray and press OK. And then I will go to filter, and I'm going to choose noise, add noise. Now for this, I want it to be strong, so I will keep the amount set to 400. And when it comes to the distribution, it doesn't matter which one you choose. And if you want some color, you can uncheck monochromatic. For me, I will keep it on, and I will press OK. And then I'm going to change the blending mode of this to soft light, and I will put down the opacity quite a bit. Let me zoom in. Yeah, maybe like 25%. And there we go. We have a really nice aesthetic vintagey picture inside our dialogue. Alright, so the last thing I want to add for this, it's a little bit of adjustment. For me, I will just add a gradients map, but you can go ahead and add as many adjustments as you want. So I will add the gradients map under the texture folder. So I will make sure to select the glow layer in here, and then I will go to adjustment and choose gradient map. Now in case that you have white to black in here, for example, if you have it like that, you can just click reverse, or you can just make sure that you have in here black as your foreground color and white as your background color. Anyway, whatever method you want. So I would one click on this gradient map, and then I will change this black stop to maybe a dark blue, something like this one. All right, and I will add another color stop in here, and for this one I will go purple to give it that aesthetic look. There is nothing more aesthetic than a purple color, so I will keep it purple just like that. Then I will add another color, and this time I think I will choose a cyan or a turquoise. Yeah, something like that. And I'm gonna press OK. And for the white, I will change it to a little bit of yellow, or maybe a little bit of gray, whatever you want. For me, I'm happy with this, so I'm just gonna change the location of this. Yeah, I think it looks really cool. And maybe I would change the blue to make it darker. Yeah, perfect. And I will press OK and OK. Now, I want this gradient map to be affected only for the dialogue or only for the image. And to do that, basically we have to create another layer mask like we did for the texture folder. And to do so, it's very easy. You can just make a copy of this layer mask itself. And to do that, you can just press Alt or Option on your keyboard. And while you are holding Alt or Option on your keyboard, you can just take the layer mask and drag it. And remember that I'm holding Alt or Option on my keyboard. So I'm just gonna drag it and let go. And it would ask me if I want to replace. I'm gonna press yes. And now I have the layer mask only available inside the image, as you can see. All right, now I want actually to make a hue and saturation adjustment, put it on top, and then I want to clip it to the gradient map. And this will allow us to change the color to another color if you want. As you can see, if you want different color now, you can do that. Maybe you can even add more saturation to the whole thing. Nice. All right, so I'm just gonna keep it in the range of blue and purple. And maybe not that strong. Something like this. I'm not gonna mess with the lightness because I'm planning to put down the opacity of this. So I'll keep it like this for now. Yeah. And then I will go to the gradient and I will put down the opacity a little bit. Maybe 70% or 75. And you can go and play more with this if you want. For me, I'm happy with this. And there we go. We have a really nice Y2K aesthetic window dialogue. And that will be all. Alright, so I hope that you enjoy and you like this tutorial and it was a little bit helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and you know what's for more to come, and have a nice day. Thank you for watching.